The courtroom smelled like old paper and panic. She was crying before the judge even looked up. "She's my daughter, too. Give me custody!" Her voice cracked perfectly. Rehearsed desperation. Wet eyes, trembling hands. I watched her the way you watch a fire from behind glass. Carefully. Detached. The DNA envelope was already open on the table in front of me. I didn't need to look at it again. 99.998%. Mine. The silence after the judge cleared his throat felt surgical. My ex-wife squeezed a tissue as if it were oxygen. She believed this was her moment. Redemption. Sympathy. She had underestimated one thing. Me. The judge adjusted his glasses. "Mr. Hale, do you have anything further to submit?" I slid a second envelope across the table. Thicker, heavier, and far more expensive. $493,000 doesn't disappear quietly, especially not when it vanishes from a joint account during a marriage already cracking at the seams. Her mascara trembled. She hadn't expected that. No one ever expects the calm ones. When she first told me she was pregnant, she didn't look happy. She looked strategic. I remember standing in our kitchen, white marble counters, morning light, her phone face down beside the coffee machine. "I don't know if it's yours," she whispered. Just like that. No apology, no emotion, just a blade slid under my ribs. I didn't shout. I didn't accuse. I nodded. "Let's be sure." She watched me carefully, measuring the damage. Weeks later, she cried again. Said she'd been confused. Said she was scared. Said, of course, it was mine, but confusion doesn't leave hotel receipts. Confusion doesn't send midnight messages to a number saved as Dr. Levin. I found that name while she was in the shower. No rage, just observation. The messages weren't romantic. They were financial. Wire confirmations, transfers. It's done. Same account. He suspects nothing. That last one lingered. He suspects nothing. She thought I was asleep beside her. She mistook stillness for stupidity. By the time the baby was born, we were already fractured. I filed for divorce quietly. She asked for primary custody loudly, and then the accusation. "I'm not sure she's yours." That was her gamble. If I wasn't the father, I would walk away. If I was, she would hold the child like leverage. She miscalculated. I don't gamble, I audit. The DNA test was simple, clinical, emotionless. I held my daughter in the sterile white room while a nurse swabbed her cheek. She blinked at me. Unaware, innocent. Whatever her mother had done, this child was not complicit. I felt something then. Not anger, responsibility. But while the lab processed the truth, I was processing something else. The missing money? $493,000. It had vanished in increments. Surgical withdrawals over 18 months, always under reporting thresholds, always during business trips. Clever, but patterns don't lie. I hired a forensic accountant. Didn't tell my lawyer at first. Didn't tell anyone. I wanted to see how far the rot went. The trail led offshore, then back to a shell corporation. Registered under a maiden name she hadn't used in 10 years. The same week she questioned paternity, that corporation purchased property. Switzerland. A villa overlooking Lake Geneva. Not in my name. Not in hers. In the shells. I flew there alone. Stood outside the gates. White stone. Glass balconies. Precision landscaping. Luxury bought with marital funds. With my funds. With the money she thought I would never notice. I took photographs. From every angle, sunlight glinting off windows she never intended me to see. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I waited for the DNA results. Truth works better when layered. The envelope arrived on a Tuesday. I opened it in my office. No hesitation. Probability of paternity, 99.9998%. I exhaled slowly. Mine. She had tried to weaponize uncertainty. Instead, she had given me clarity. That evening, I asked her to meet at the house. Neutral ground. She walked in defensive. "I know the results," she said quickly. "I told you it was yours." I placed the DNA report on the table between us. She didn't touch it. Then I placed the Swiss property photos beside it. Her hand froze midair. Color drained. "What is this?" "You tell me." Silence expanded. Her mind raced. I could see it. Calculating denial. Constructing explanations. "It's an investment," she said finally. "For us." "For us?" I repeated softly. I slid bank statements across the table. Highlighted. Time-stamped. Total circled in red. $493,000. That's not confusion, I said. That's embezzlement. Her eyes filled again, but this time the tears were real. You'd ruin your daughter's mother over money? No, I said. You did. I stood. Conversation over. Evidence secured. Back in court, when she begged for custody, I didn't interrupt. I let her perform. Then my attorney presented the financial report. Detailed transfers. Shell Corporation ownership. Swiss acquisition documents. The judge read in silence. Her lawyer shifted uncomfortably. My ex-wife stopped crying. Marital fraud on this scale, the judge said slowly, reflects deeply on character. Character. Such a polite word. Primary custody was granted to me. Her request for alimony denied. Financial restitution ordered. She left the courtroom smaller than she entered it. Weeks later, my daughter-in-law called before Thanksgiving. If you want to join dinner, come wash the dishes, she laughed over the phone. Entitled, dismissive. I had funded that house too, I simply said. Enjoy. Then I posted one photograph online, the Swiss villa, now legally transferred into my sole name after court seizure. Sunset over Lake Geneva. Glass reflecting gold. Within minutes, my phone began vibrating. 1 call. 2. 10. 71 missed calls. All from her. Voicemails layered with apology, regret, negotiation. I listened to none of them. Greed has a predictable sound. Desperation. I live in the villa now, not as a trophy, as a reminder. My daughter plays in the garden overlooking the water. She laughs freely, untouched by the machinery of adult deception. Sometimes I think about the version of me who once trusted blindly. He feels distant, naive. Necessary, betrayal is not loud. It's administrative, signed in small increments, transferred quietly, questioned gently. But truth is patient. It waits for documentation. My ex-wife tried to reduce fatherhood to a bargaining chip. She tried to siphon love into offshore accounts. In the end, she lost both. The money returned. The custody decided. The illusion shattered. She calls less now. Eventually, she'll stop. I don't hate her. Hate requires heat, and I am cold, composed, certain the DNA proved the child was mine. The fraud proved she never was.